Washington, as we await the arrival of the motorcade carrying his casket at the U.S. Capitol. We're hearing from another of the senator's many friends, Randy Schooneman, who worked on Senator McCain's 2000 and 2008 campaigns as a defense and foreign policy coordinator. He joins us now. Randy, our condolences to you in the loss of your dear friend, John McCain.
Thank you, Sandra.
How will you look back and remember this man?
I think of all the things I'll remember about John McCain, his heroism, his vision, his energy. It's really his optimism. Because for John McCain, he believed in American exceptionalism to the very core of his being. And I remember for him, it's not just American power that made us great in the world. It's American purpose, the sharing of American values that made us special, unique, and that will be his enduring foreign policy legacy.
Give us your sense for what John McCain meant for American ideals and American foreign policy.
Well, if you travel anywhere in the world and people learn that you had some association with John McCain, as I was privileged to have, they will tell you a story about either seeing John McCain, hearing of him, or how John McCain inspired him. He stood for human rights, he stood for freedom, he stood for opposition to tyranny, and literally anywhere you would go, there were people that would tell you John McCain inspired them. He would stand with the lowest, most downtrodden, most oppressed peoples, whether in Burma or in Belarus, in Ukraine. He would stand for democracy in very difficult situations in places like Georgia. I had the privilege of traveling with him, and he made his commitment evident through the time he devoted and the results that he helped create.
Randy, having worked on the 2008 and 2000 and 2008 campaigns with Senator John McCain, you spent a lot of time with him, and he wrote about you in his final book, The Restless Wave, and he shared with the world a very special name he had for you. What was that?
He called me his consigliere, which was a tremendous, tremendous honor. When you spend time with John, when you're flying to faraway places, when you're trying to brief him before meetings with foreign leaders, it was always a special experience. He is intellectually curious, and John always believed he could learn from others, that he wasn't the smartest person in the room, that he could always learn from people in the room, whether they were civic society activists or whether they were presidents and prime ministers. And that's what I'll always remember, his ability to travel the world and learn about the world, not just tell the world what he thought it should do or should be.
Well, soon Washington will begin a new day with the absence of John McCain. What does his absence mean for Washington, our politics, and for the U.S. Senate?
Well, John's legacy is multifaceted, but part of his legacy is in the many young senators that he brought along, that he recruited to the Armed Services Committee, that he took to conferences in places like Munich and Halifax. And they will make sure that John McCain's vision stays alive, as will the institutions like the McCain Institute for International Leadership, the International Republican Institute, which promotes democracy around the world, that John led for 25 years. All of them, even though John's voice is unfortunately no longer with us, his vision will remain.
Randy Schooneman, a friend of John McCain's, joining us on a day where America says goodbye to an American war hero. We appreciate your time this morning, Randy, and our condolences.
Thank you.